You did not arrive on this earth empty. You were born fully loaded. Everything you need to fulfill your purpose, to leave a mark, to shake your generation, was already placed inside of you before you ever drew your first breath. You are not an experiment. You are not a mistake. You are deliberate, intentional creation, sent here with treasure hidden within you. Before your body was formed, your purpose was already finished. Before you ever learned to walk or speak, the gifts, talents, and abilities you would need to accomplish your assignment was sealed within you. When you look at yourself, you must stop seeing lack and start recognizing investment. Heaven made a deposit in you. You are carrying solutions that nations are waiting for. You are carrying creativity that industries are starving for. You are carrying ideas, answers, innovations, healing, leadership, and strategies that this generation desperately needs. You are not empty, and you are not deficient. You are fully equipped. The problem is not whether you were given gifts. The problem is whether you recognize and activate them. Too many people go through life looking outside themselves for validation, for opportunity, for purpose. But everything you are searching for is already locked inside you. Your fulfillment is not out there somewhere, it is buried within you. That is why frustration sets in when you live contrary to your design. It is why restlessness stirs in your soul when you ignore the very gifts you were born to release. Nothing external will ever satisfy the internal call of your destiny. You were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were not sent here to merely exist, pay bills, and die. You were sent here to dominate, to influence, to build, to create, to innovate, to heal, and to inspire. The gifts inside you were tailor-made for your generation, fitted precisely for the problems you were born to solve. Your existence is evidence that something needed to be done that only you could do. Your presence is proof that a gap exists in history that only you can fill. But having the gift is not enough if it remains hidden. A loaded gun still needs to be aimed and fired. A packed suitcase must be opened and unpacked. So it is with your life. It is not enough to admire the potential within you. It must be activated, developed, and deployed. The tragedy is not that people are born without gifts, it is that people die without ever releasing them. The graveyard remains the richest place on earth because men and women took their fully loaded lives to the grave, never having emptied themselves into the world. You were born fully loaded, but the load you carry is not for your comfort, it is for your contribution. You have no excuse for living small, for shrinking back, for hiding in fear. Everything you need, you already possess. Your responsibility now is to discover what is hidden, cultivate it with diligence, and unleash it without apology. The world is waiting not for someone else, not for someday, but for you. Your generation is crying out for what you carry. It's time to rise up, unpack the treasure within you, and let the fullness of your gifts explode onto the stage of history. You were born ready. You were born full. Now it's time to deliver. Your gifts were never meant to be hidden. They were never designed to be stored away, guarded in fear, or preserved like fragile ornaments. They were given to you to be deployed, to be spent, to be invested, to be poured out into the world for the benefit of others. Your gifts are not trophies to admire. They are tools to build, weapons to fight with, and seeds to plant. They were placed inside you not for safekeeping but for world shaking. You were loaded with gifts because there is a demand on earth that your supply was sent to meet. Gifts that are hidden do not bless anyone. Gifts that are protected out of fear or insecurity rot within. You were not given your talents to bury them in the ground, waiting for a safer, easier, or more convenient time. Gifts grow by use. They multiply by deployment. They expand by service. The more you use them, the sharper and more powerful they become. But when you sit on them, when you tuck them away under the blanket of fear, they atrophy and eventually waste away. You were not entrusted with treasures so you could build museums. You were commissioned to build movements. Too many people are waiting for perfect conditions before they release what they carry. Waiting for the right platform, the right applause, the right level of confidence. But gifts were never meant to be perfected before they are deployed. They are perfected through deployment. You step out first, and excellence comes through experience. You risk, you serve, you give, and in the process, you grow. Hiding your gifts in the name of caution is not humility, it is disobedience. Playing small does not serve the world. Holding back your brilliance does not honor the one who placed it inside you. Your gifts were designed to meet needs. Somewhere, someone is struggling because you have refused to release what you carry. Somewhere, a solution remains undiscovered because you are still debating your own qualifications. Your gifts were given not just for you but for others. The healing you withhold, the ideas you hoard, the leadership you suppress, it all affects more than just you. Your gift is an answer to a cry, a light in darkness, a bridge over troubled waters. It was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to be spent. You must come to understand that safekeeping is not stewardship. Stewardship is taking what you were given and using it to produce fruit. Stewardship is multiplication. Stewardship is courage in action. You have been entrusted with too much to live in fear. You have been empowered with too much to stay silent. The clock is ticking. The need is growing. And your generation is groaning for what you carry. If you do not deploy your gift, you rob the world of what it desperately needs. This is not the time to hide. This is not the season to shrink back. It is the hour to rise up, to step forward, to pour yourself out until every ounce of potential is emptied into the earth. Your gifts were meant to fly, not to sit in storage. Your talents were meant to ignite change, not gather dust. Your calling demands deployment, not delay. It's time to stop protecting what you were meant to give away. It's time to pour it out. Your gift was made for this moment. Deploy it boldly. Deploy it completely. Deploy it now. There is no greater source of inner frustration than living beneath your true design. When the gifts inside you are ignored, suppressed, or left undeveloped, they do not simply disappear, they turn inward and create dissatisfaction. Dormant gifts are like seeds trapped under concrete. They were designed to grow, to burst forth, to produce fruit, but when buried and stifled, they create a pressure that becomes pain. You were never created to live a life of quiet desperation. You were wired to create, to build, to serve, to lead, to shine. And when you deny the gifts within you, your own spirit grieves the loss. Frustration is not always a signal that something is wrong around you. It is often a sign that something is trapped within you. Depression frequently stems from a life that is misaligned with destiny. Regret grows in the soil of neglected potential. It is not the storms outside that defeat most people. It is the silent erosion of unused greatness inside them that wears them down. You cannot bury your gifts without burying a part of your own joy, your own peace, and your own fulfillment. When you were created, everything about you was designed to work together to fulfill your assignment. Your gifts, your personality, your passions, your skills, they are all pieces of a divine blueprint. To ignore them is to malfunction at the deepest level of your being. No wonder so many live restless, aimless lives. They are trying to find satisfaction in things that can never substitute for purpose. They chase titles, possessions, and applause. But inside, they are empty, because the real treasure they carry has never been released. Your gifts will never leave you alone. You can try to silence them, drown them in busyness, distract yourself with entertainment, or bury them under excuses, but they will whisper to you in the quiet moments. They will stir in your soul when you lie awake at night. They will trouble you when you settle for a life of mediocrity. They will call you higher, again and again. Because gifts were never given to be ignored, they were given to be fulfilled. Ignoring your gift doesn't just rob you of personal fulfillment, it robs your generation of what you were sent to deliver. It delays answers that were supposed to come through your life. It denies healing, innovation, leadership, encouragement, and solutions that others desperately need. Dormant gifts do not just harm the carrier, they harm the world around them. You have a responsibility, not just to yourself, but to your assignment and to those who are waiting for your obedience. The frustration you feel is not punishment, it is a summons. It is the voice of destiny reminding you that you were made for more. It is the alarm clock of heaven shaking you awake. Do not make peace with frustration. Do not settle for a half-lived life. Your gifts are the key to your joy, your purpose, your influence, and your impact. If you want to find true satisfaction, you must activate what lies within you. You must release the treasures you carry before it's too late. Your spirit will never be at rest until your gifts are unleashed into the world. Time is not standing still for you. It is moving, relentlessly, steadily, without regard for your fears, your excuses, or your delays. Every second that passes is a second you will never retrieve. Every day that slips by is a day of opportunity that either brings you closer to your purpose or leaves you further behind. You do not have forever to fulfill your assignment. You were sent into this world with a specific time window, a divine appointment, a season of relevance, and that season will not last forever. Too often, people live as though they have unlimited time. They procrastinate, they delay, they wait for perfect conditions that never come. But purpose does not wait for your convenience. Destiny does not pause while you debate whether you are ready. You must understand that there's an urgency attached to your existence. You were born for a specific generation, to meet specific needs, and to solve specific problems that will not wait indefinitely. Time is not on your side if you are standing still. Every moment you hesitate, opportunities expire. Relationships you were meant to impact, move on. Doors you were meant to walk through close. Ideas you were meant to birth are given to others who are willing to act. Time is not neutral. It is working either for you or against you depending on your response. If you seize it, time becomes your servant. If you waste it, time becomes your enemy. You must wake up to the reality that your life is not just passing, it is being spent. You were not placed here to wander through days aimlessly. You were commissioned to maximize the brief span you have. When you realize that your days are numbered, you will treat them with the value they deserve. You will stop majoring in minor things. You will stop wasting emotional energy on distractions and offenses. You will stop giving your strength to pursuits that have no eternal weight. Instead, you will focus, you will sharpen, you will rise with intention, and pour yourself into your assignment with everything you have. It is a dangerous lie to believe that you can keep putting off your calling until a better day. Tomorrow is not promised. Conditions will never be perfect. You are waiting for a moment that may never come while today's opportunities are being buried. The future is shaped by what you do with the present. Waiting does not preserve your potential, it erodes it. What you do not use, you will eventually lose. You must decide that your purpose is too important to delay. You must recognize that hesitation is costing you more than you realize. Your generation is moving forward with or without you. The needs you were created to address are not stopping because you are uncertain. Time is working, and you must work with it. Every day is a gift. Every morning is another chance to move closer to your destiny or further from it. Rise up with urgency. Act with boldness. Maximize the moment you have been given. Time is calling for action, not excuses. Your life is too valuable, your assignment too critical, and your window too short to waste another second standing still. Move now. Act now. Fulfill your purpose while you still have time. The world is not whole without your contribution. There are cries rising from the earth, needs that have not been met, solutions that have not yet been manifested, and they are waiting for what you carry. You were not sent here to simply survive, to blend in, or to waste away in obscurity. You were sent here with answers. You were sent here with healing. You were sent here with wisdom, creativity, innovation, leadership, and strength that the world desperately needs. Your gift is not a luxury, it is a necessity for this generation. Everywhere you look, there are gaps, places where hope is fading, where injustice reigns, where people are lost and broken, where systems are failing, where dreams are dying. These gaps are not random. They are invitations. They are divine summons for those who dare to respond to the call of their gifts. Your gift is the bridge over someone's troubled waters. Your gift is the light in someone's darkness. Your gift is the seed of change in barren soil. When you withhold it, you leave the gap unfilled. You must understand that your gift is not for you, it is for others. Your success is not measured by how much you accumulate, but by how much you distribute. True fulfillment comes when you pour out what was placed within you for the benefit of those you were sent to impact. You were created to be a river, not a reservoir. A river flows, a river gives, a river nourishes. If you dam up what you carry, you do not just block your own destiny, you deny someone else's breakthrough. Your obedience matters more than you realize. Someone's healing is connected to your courage. Someone's hope is tied to your willingness to step out. Someone's destiny is waiting on your decision to rise up and release what you have been entrusted with. When you delay, others suffer. When you shrink back, others remain bound. When you silence your gift, others remain unheard. Your life is intricately linked to the lives of others, and your gifts are the keys that unlock freedom, change, and opportunity. The world's hunger is real. It is crying out for solutions, for truth, for leadership, for inspiration, for innovation, and you carry part of the answer. You must stop underestimating what you have been given. You must stop waiting for permission to release it. You must stop believing the lie that your gift is too small, too insignificant, or too late. The hunger of the world is growing, and your gift was designed to meet it. You were loaded by design because there is a demand by purpose. Your gift fits a need like a key fits a lock. Your voice fits a generation like a hand fits a glove. There is a precise, undeniable, divine connection between what you carry and what the world lacks. Time is too short, and the needs are too urgent for you to remain passive any longer. Rise up, answer the hunger with your gift, respond to the need with your obedience. Pour out what you carry while there is still time. You are not just a person, you are a solution. You are not just another life, you are a lifeline. The world is starving, and what you carry is the feast it has been waiting for. Release it, serve it, ignite it, now. Your gift will not activate itself. It will not rise on its own. It will not fulfill its assignment by accident. Activation requires a decision, a conscious, deliberate, and courageous decision to rise up, take responsibility, and unleash what has been entrusted to you. Potential is powerless without responsibility. Giftedness without courage leads only to wasted opportunity. You must understand that everything you carry inside you is waiting on you, not anyone else. No one else can activate what you carry. No one else can fulfill your assignment. No one else can cultivate your gift the way you can. You can pray, hope, wish, and dream, but until you take responsibility for what is inside you, nothing will change. Responsibility is the price of greatness. You must take ownership of your potential. You must take ownership of your calling. You must refuse to blame circumstances, people, or systems for what you were given the power to develop and deliver. Responsibility demands that you stop waiting for someone to notice you, to choose you, or to approve of you. If you are waiting for someone else's validation, you will die full. You must validate yourself through action. You must affirm your calling through movement. You must step out, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when fear whispers in your ear, even when doubts knock on your mind. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is moving forward despite fear. It is standing up and saying, I will not betray the treasure inside me. The process of cultivation is not glamorous. It requires discipline, consistency, sacrifice, and perseverance. You must practice when no one is watching. You must study when others are sleeping. You must prepare when others are playing. Cultivation is the hidden work that produces visible impact. Many want the platform, but few are willing to endure the process. If you want your gift to rise, you must commit to the discipline that refinement demands. You must also embrace the reality that activation will cost you comfort. Rising up will expose you to criticism. Cultivating your gift will set you apart. Releasing your potential will call you to walk roads others are afraid to tread. But you must settle it in your heart. Comfort is the enemy of destiny. Safety is the graveyard of greatness. If you wait for the path of least resistance, you will bury your gift with your excuses. There are doors that will only open when you move. There are opportunities that will only reveal themselves when you take the first step. There are people you are assigned to bless, and they are waiting on your decision to act. Your generation is not looking for more potential. It is looking for manifestation. It is looking for those who are willing to be bold, to be faithful, to be responsible stewards of the treasure within. You carry more than you realize. You are loaded with answers, breakthroughs, innovations, healing, and leadership. But the world will never see it if you don't rise up. Activation is your responsibility. Courage is your requirement. Now is the time to take full ownership of who you are and boldly release what you carry. The earth is groaning for the manifestation of what you were born to deliver. Don't hold back. Don't delay. The world is waiting.